Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cheap Pop Wrestling Podcast, aka also known as your mom's favorite podcast. We are your hosts, John Hook and Kenneth. We are founding father short this evening as Dakota is working. Hats off to you, brother. So, let's start this recap of what was Smackdown. We got the start of the 2023 WWE draft.
Yep.
We had a couple decent matches in there. But just remember, we are just some middle-aged men complaining about what is the current state of the WWE. With that being said, John, why don't you get us started on the SmackDown recap?
So we're gonna hold off on doing the draft to start off. We're gonna run through the four matches we had, and then we'll run through the draft picks. And nice to see some of the people that they had announced in the draft picks.
What's that? Yeah, that was RVD and stuff. Man, I was pretty stoked.
Yeah, I was hyped to see RVD on WB television again.
Mm-hmm.
But
same here.
Anyways, first match of the night was LA Knight finally getting a win, and that was over Butch. Kind of knew that this was going to happen from the start, but good to see LA Knight finally getting a win and not a screwy finish, or him just straight up losing. But
he needed to get on a win streak. This was definitely the way to get it going again. Decent match between him and Butch. Butch, does what Butch does and bent fingers and did the crazy stuff. But it was definitely nice to see LA Knight get back on the victory train there. I think they're kind of building some momentum for him moving into the draft and potential moving going forward. So, like it, love it. What are your thoughts, bud?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they'd get a little bit of a promo out of LA Knight, have him, try to get over the crowd and promote himself to get him a good spot. Hopefully he goes to Raw, because right now Raw is going to be must watch TV.
Hell yeah, it is, dude.
If they would have got AJ Styles tonight and just split him from the OC, man, I can't stress that enough. They would have had most of the best wrestlers in the world. Outside of a couple New Japan guys, Dakota's probably going to come on here if he actually, watches our own podcast and rip me a new one about who I missed out. But in my opinion, they got some of the best guys on the planet right now on Raw.
Without a doubt, buddy. So what was our next match?
We had Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus the LWO. The Street Profits getting the win. Ken, what's your thoughts on that one, man?
Best part of the match was when Braun was going to throw Ricochet out of the ring, and Ricochet stopped him. He was like, "Hey, whoa!" We felt like got him to stop up a little bit, and Braun Strowman was like, "They're right there, I got you," and he did the little Father, Son, Holy Spirit before he got chucked out of the ring. So it's good to see that they're making humor of that, botch from their last match, and kind of had a feeling Street Profits were going to win because they were just announced as the draft pick for SmackDown. Good to see them getting some movement. Quickly before we move on, this is the only tag team that I was kind of hoping was going to get split. I just wanted Montez to have his own run, but I'm fine with them staying tag team as long as they're competing and stuff. But hell of a match, great match. Got to see the meat train again, which was always fun. And then anytime Montez Ford gets vertical on those frog splashes, are always something amazing. So, what about you, bud?
Yeah, the commentary beforehand, it was nice to see them making light of the botch. That was
pretty rough.
Yeah. I mean, at least they're making light of it. Most of the time, you just see them ignoring it, like that other show does, where they botch every fucking week. But, that's just neither here or there. I'm not going to take any more shits on AEW. They already take enough shit I mean, all their fans never take showers, but it's fine.
Damn. All right, then. Tell us how you really feel, Hook. Jeez.
Well, I mean, y'all have running water. Use it.
Well, it's true. It's true.
Soap is $5. Like,
depends on where you get it. You can get a Dollar Tree for $1.25. Sorry, $1.25.
It's $1.25. Like, what's y'all's excuse?
I know.
You fucking reek, bro. You fucking reek. Like,
everyone's got an excuse, bud. But all right, buddy. What was our next event there?
We had Selena Vega defeating Sonya Deville with Chelsea Green at ringside. Before we get into this match, the nice little nugget that we get before every match with Chelsea Green involved, the ring announcer kind of throws in like a little jab at Chelsea Green to make her sound like a Karen. I don't know if you caught on to it yet.
I have.
She's like Chelsea Green or whatever. I can't do the voice, but
that was the best impression I think I've heard, buddy. Good job.
But she kind of takes a jab at her every time. It's funny. I've caught on to it now. I've seen somebody mention it on TikTok. But yeah, I thought that's a cool little nugget they throw in before every match. But
I do too.
Yeah, Selena Vega then got attacked by Rhea Ripley afterward and hit her with the DDT after Rhea destroyed Sonya.
Yeah. This is a classic example going into Backlash of David versus Goliath. Zelina is very small in stature and often gets thrown around by Rhea when they get in the ring together. So with some of the shakeups in this draft, could I see Selena shocking the world? I could listen to an argument. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know, dude. It could be in Puerto Rico. They did do my boy Drew McIntyre wrong, so they're not above screwing someone out in their hometown. But I don't know. Like I said, I thought it was a decent match. She got thrown around quite a bit, but pulled out the sneaks roll up, and then as Rhea went for Riptide, she reversed it into a DDT. So. And then took off running out the ring, which was great. But outside of that, wasn't too bad. Decent match.
Yeah, I mean, we knew the draft was going to take precedent of the whole night. So,
but they had good talent though. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a bunch of mid carders all night. I mean, they had a lot of good guys wrestling tonight. So, hats off to them.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see people come out after they got drafted. But that's just me complaining. That's just me complaining.
It's all right, buddy. Complain away.
Next, we actually had a clean finish in a bloodline match.
What?
I want to know when's the last time they've actually had a clean finish outside of... Well, was WrestleMania technically a clean finish? I don't know. You know what? That's too far back. Anyway, we finally had a clean finish where Riddle intercepted Solo on the way to the ring.
Which we knew was going to happen.
But we did not know that Kevin was going to get super kicked 27 fucking different times and still pull off a win.
Put a little Sammy there when he popped up and got all energized and started to fight back and got super kicked again. My heavens, they use that super kick a lot, don't they? With the Usos.
Yeah, but it's not as bad. At least they don't sell it as their main move, like that other tag team on that other show. That the old fucks. I'm not gonna dunk on them anymore. Sorry. AEW fans, if you're tuning in, please shower. Please shower.
You're so...
Please take a shower. I saw one in public today, and they stunk to high hell. Yeah.
Can't really defend that, buddy.
These people exist.
They do.
They are the people of Walmart personified.
But I will say, man, for it being a WrestleMania rematch and only having about 27 minutes, they put on a good match. You know, you can definitely tell when they actually get to those main events and they get those 30, 45-minute, you know, hour-long matches, and they can really put something together. But for having 20 minutes and having some kind of ulterior motive, let's talk about the Solo aspect of this, where he kept getting told it was his time and kept Paul Heyman making it like real obvious. I thought he was on the way out to cost the Usos the titles. I thought he was going to start poking people in the throat.
That would have been nice to see.
But I think, you know, we knew Matt Riddle was the problem solver to the Solo issue. Like we knew that part. Didn't expect to see it tonight, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious what this Solo angle is now, and now that the Usos lost him outright, they get drafted to Raw. Roman disclaims them, and then the Usos come back and cost somebody a title. I don't know who, but they're going to cost somebody a title. They're going to get stuck. What was it? The ocean of obscurity? There's no Paul Heyman said something like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not really sure. But congrats on SmackDown on letting a match actually play through.
Yeah.
4-star for me on that one. 4-star match.
Yeah. I mean,
overuse of the super kicks, but you know.
It's fine. That move kind of got stale about halfway through, but it's fine. It's fine. We're good. Yeah.
Every time they use it, you know what I mean?
Keep smacking the leg there. All right, so we're going to cover the first round of the draft. We had Roman and Solo and Paul Heyman, Cody Rhodes going to Raw, Bianca Belair going to SmackDown, and Becky Lynch going to Raw. Before we get into the Cody and Roman thing, big name missing here. Rhea Ripley did not get drafted to Raw. I know she wasn't in the draft pool. She wasn't in the draft pool, but I thought that was kind of weird. I felt that it was weird that the entire Judgment Day wasn't even on the pool, but they had almost every other main eventer on there too.
Well, there's a lot of main names on this roster. Mm-hmm. So I think I kind of like the way they did it, because it wasn't like first night all the big names are done, so you kind of stay interested in what's left, because there's still the names that weren't drafted tonight that are going to be drafted tomorrow on whatever Peacock channel, which we'll try to get out, you know, via tweet and some social medias and stuff. But I kind of like the way they did it. I think they kind of paired everybody up pretty well. You know, we knew that the two big names in WWE right now are going to be split and going to different ways. I still don't think Cody's going to end up in that World Heavyweight title run.
I think he's going to win Money in the Bank.
Which is fine, and then he goes in and cashes that way, you know what I'm saying? Like, which, cool, you know what I'm saying? That puts him right around SummerSlam, right?
It should, but I think they're going to drag this out to WrestleMania.
Which is fine. I mean, we kind of talked about this already. I think we kind of already accept the fact that that's probably going to happen. But I think we talked about this in the group message, but I'm not going to be surprised if Seth Rollins doesn't move. He seems too big of a star for
I think, I don't know. It's weird that Roman got drafted to SmackDown, because I thought they were going to go, because we got two different networks going on here. We got Fox, and then we got USA and Peacock with USA. I figured that, you know, NBC, USA, whatever, that whole brand would have wanted what? Hard for me to speak here. Would have wanted Roman Reigns. That's a tongue twister. But yeah.
Think about it. Think about it, though. You, as an executive of USA? Do you really want a champion who's not been present since WrestleMania 40 or 39?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if he was like a Cody Rhodes or something like that, he was there weekly and did that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a big push to get, Roman on Raw. But if I was like USA and like I had like any kind of input of like what I wanted, I wouldn't want Roman Reigns, dude.
That's fair.
Like that World Heavyweight title is supposed to be like the fighter title, you know what I'm saying? Like the always going to be around, always going to be at every show type guy, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think Roman going to the 2-hour show that doesn't have a whole lot of storytelling that they need, because the guy filled a lot in the 3-hour span, and the highlight of your show shows up every 5-6 weeks.
That's fair. You know what? That's
so
fair.
But I'm glad Becky stayed in Raw.
That had to been an executive call.
Had to be.
That is the biggest name in women's wrestling.
Because I'm with you. Like, it was like, foreshadowing, like Bianca getting selected to go to Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
You would have thought that Rhea would have been in that draft pool so that we would have split both champions.
Right.
But with Bianca going to SmackDown and then Becky going to Raw, now what's Becky's story post tag team titles? Don't know. I'm sure she's going to be right back in the main picture, but we'll see. We'll see.
That feels like a USA Peacock move right there.
The biggest name, like the biggest pop, so yeah, I'm with you. I think with all the shafting they've gotten from the Roman stuff, like no title being on Raw and stuff, I think they were getting some of the bigger names to cover it.
Yep. Now to round 2, we had the Street Profits going to SmackDown, Imperium going to Raw, Edge going to SmackDown. I don't know why he went that early. Same with Matt Riddle. He went to Raw.
That was a head scratcher for me with Matt Riddle.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I don't know why Edge went that early. We love Edge on this podcast. Don't take it the wrong way. We love Edge on this podcast, but the guy has in his contract that he can't win a world title. Like, I don't know, man. I figured that he could have went like 4th round, maybe the supplemental draft if they have one.
Or like what they're going to do tomorrow, like he just kind of fell like out of. I don't know. Edge is a pretty big name though.
Yeah.
Whether he's one way or the other, I can almost for sure see the swapping of Edge going to SmackDown and then now Judgment Day going to Raw, because that storyline seems to be complete now. So that's where I think I'm kind of confused on the title thing. It almost seems like it's for certain now that Judgment Day is coming to Raw.
Yeah.
Or staying up. They were SmackDown.
But Street Profits, excuse me, we both thought that this was going to get split.
It's like the only one that I'm like, I'm fine with them staying, but I prefer to them team separate.
Yeah, I felt like if Angelo gotten like, I'm not saying he's out of shape, but if he got into, a little bit bigger, if he got a little bit bigger, he could be legit booked as a powerhouse. That can do.
And he's got that hybrid.
Yeah, he could be. I can't even think of who can do that, who can fly around the ring like he does. If he just puts on a little bit of muscle, I don't want to body shame nobody. I done did it with all the AEW roster because they fucking need it. The guys are all built like iPhones, but that's 3 dunks on AEW if anybody's keeping track. I probably got about 5 more. Imperium coming to Raw is nice. I feel like they get not necessarily buried on SmackDown, but it kind of takes away from how powerful that stable can be if they're
I don't think there's enough time.
Yeah.
They get that 3-hour window now, so they get a little bit more time. And like that was always like my problem with it was like they're not a bad stable, but it's also like, man, like it would be a lot nicer if they had a little bit more time to tell more stories and go through, you know?
Yeah, and we never really got to know the other two guys on that.
No, outside a couple tag matches and introducing him, like there was not much.
Except for Gunther a few months ago beating the shit out of Ludwig, but that's it.
Yeah.
You got anything for round 2? Any more stuff for round 2?
No, man. Like I said, I think we're foreshadowing some of the future draft picks, which is going to be fine. But I'm with you. I was kind of surprised by the Riddle going that high. Kind of surprised by Edge going that high. It makes sense for Bob. We haven't talked about Bobby yet, have we?
He's in the next one.
Yeah, we'll talk about the next one then. So no more to add.
Yeah. Now on to round 3. We had Bobby Lashley going to SmackDown, Drew McIntyre going to Raw, the OC going to SmackDown, and then the Miz going to Raw.
Why don't you go ahead and start this? Give your thoughts.
Well, my wife is the biggest fan of Drew McIntyre, and she misses a lot of SmackDown episodes. So, someone's ecstatic. Bobby Lashley going to SmackDown, I'm not a fan. I liked having him on Raw. I feel like he was, as much as they tried to book him as just a powerhouse that doesn't do anything but beat people up, I feel like he told a good story. But I feel like both of them should have went way before Riddle and Edge. But
yeah,
because these are your two guys that should be competing for world titles.
They are.
Where Edge is your Intercontinental or U.S. title guy now.
Maybe. We still got a lot of draft left, so I mean, there's still some potential for some movement, but I think this almost certainly puts Bobby back in like the undisputed title picture run. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because as of the moment, just go ahead.
Because if the Usos go to Raw, Bobby can beat Solo and Roman at the same damn time. He is one of the few people that can.
And as the current state, now like I said, there's still a lot of draft left. Don't get me wrong. Like I picked that, I know that, but at the current state, there's nobody with Roman right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna. I would be surprised if Seth ends up on SmackDown. I just don't see there being enough time for Seth on SmackDown.
Yeah, they're not splitting up couples. They already got Montez and Bianca both going to SmackDown. They're not splitting up.
No, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, we got Triple H running the show, not Vince McMahon. He may be doing the booking at times, but with Triple H being a semi-decent booker, or let me take that back.
Creative.
Creative. I feel like he's a little bit better with using people's time, like having people sit at home if they're not going to be used, instead of wasting their time making them go to shows. But now that I look back at the draft pool, there's a lot of big names missing. But yeah, you pointed that out earlier. But round 3 had in my opinion, outside of round 1, the biggest names. AJ Styles and the OC. AJ Styles carries that group.
Well, I'm just glad he's back.
Yeah, it was nice.
We actually seen him tonight.
Yeah, it was nice to see the phenomenal forearm again.
Yep.
And I feel like this was another move by the USA executives to bring back The Miz, since he had a show on their network. It'd be kind of weird to have him on Fox.
Right. That seems like he's contractually obligated to be on USA for right now. Because was it Miz and Miss?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, it would be kind of weird to have a show on that network and then have to wrestle on Fox.
That'd be super awkward.
But again, that's a really high draft name for me right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Felt like Shinsuke should have went over him, but
That's what I thought. Like I was kind of like, I think Shinsuke, but he just came back too, though. You know what I mean? So, devil's advocating that, I can see why he maybe didn't.
With that, we're going to transition into round 4. With Damage Control going to SmackDown, I'm sure Dakota's ecstatic about that. It's a good thing that he may be missing a couple of SmackDown recaps. Lord knows how bad that'll go. Then we had Shinsuke going to Raw. Absolutely amazing roster they're building on Raw right now. And then we had our first NXT call-ups. The NXT Women's Champions, Alba Fire and is it Isla? Whatever.
Isla
Dawn.
Like
yeah. They're going to SmackDown, and Indy Hartwell going to Raw. It's kind of awkward because she had a pretty bad fall on NXT. Well, somebody fell on her, and she either rolled her ankle or broke it. But she's going to Raw. So, yeah. Ken, your thoughts on round 4?
Yeah, we were texting in that group message, and I was like, "There's gonna be one NXT announcement tonight." I was about to put my bottom dollar. I think it was gonna be Braun Breaker getting announced, but I don't know. Don't know too much about the 2 tag team champions. I know they got challenged to title matches by was it Cora Jade and someone else. Almost certainly now set to lose those titles with them jumping to SmackDown. Because that was kind of what happened with Kofi and Xavier, right?
Yeah.
Then with NXT, one of the tag champions came back with the champs, but then lost them. But I like Indy Hartwell. We'll see how she does when she comes back from injury. I think it was kind of maybe foreshadowed a little bit with her retaining, because I think they said it was like a mid-match like swap, was to let Indy keep it, but now she's going to have to probably vacate it because she can't compete, which is going to put Roxanne and the other ones right back into competing for that title. But I don't know. I'm glad with Indy getting called up. I'm fine with it. Then I'm sure it means Dexter is going, which, what was it, Raw? Index.
Yeah.
So that almost makes it seem like they're going to be paired back up on Raw.
So, yeah, you got any more thoughts on that one?
No. Like I said, man, I'm happy with it. I thought we'd got a male from NXT. I thought they'd done like both, but I'm fine with it. I like it.
They're saving that. They got to save that for Raw. They got to save it for the main show. I love SmackDown, but it's not the main show right now.
And I think that's where he's going to end up too, Braun Breaker.
Yeah. I
think he ends up on Raw, but go ahead, buddy. Sorry, carry on.
You want to go over the people that were left out?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and run through those names. We'll give where our thoughts are, where they're going to end up, and then we can go from there.
Dexter Lumis.
Raw.
You think so?
That's where Indy's going.
Fair enough.
Index.
You know what? That's fair. Candice LeRae.
You make that call.
I have no idea. Because Johnny Gargano is not in the picture. I have no idea.
SmackDown.
I guess that means Johnny's going to go to SmackDown too.
Are we tracking this? Because if this becomes a thing, you're not going to not hear about it for the next couple days. How great I am at picking this stuff.
Right.
Hold on, let me run back to this real quick. So we had Dex, Raw. Who else was it?
Candice LeRae.
Candice, SmackDown. Okay, keep going. I'll be the picker this time.
So Omos and MVP.
They are most certainly going to SmackDown.
You really think they're going to SmackDown?
Yeah.
I'll play devil's advocate. They're going to Raw. Because Vincenzo's probably going to put his nose into this one and take him to Raw.
You know why I said they're going to SmackDown?
Why?
Because that's where Bobby Lashley is.
Ooh.
You're welcome.
I don't know. Cause,
carry me on my wayward, son.
I feel like Vincenzo is going to put his nose into this one and make it such good shit and take him to Raw.
Nah, I think almost ends up in SmackDown because this is going to be his final feud on SmackDown or Raw with Seth Rollins. Sorry. Excuse me, people.
And then we got the greatest stable in the history of wrestling. Maybe of all time. Shit Row.
I thought you were going to say the Maximum Male role models, whatever they are.
No.
Shit Row?
Shit Row.
I am going to... Where were they? Were they SmackDown?
Yeah, they were on SmackDown.
I think they go to Raw because they can get buried more in Raw.
That's fair. Then we got Natalya.
Natty.
SmackDown.
Raw. You say SmackDown?
Yeah.
And then you said Omos is going back to Raw. Okay.
Then we have Maxine and the Maximum Male Models. I don't know. I have no idea on this one.
There's going to be one big tag team that's going to get broke up in this draft.
That's not a big tag team, though.
I'm talking about Alpha Academy.
Oh.
So I think wherever Maxine and them end up is where you're going to see Otis go.
Don't you put that evil on me.
I know. I kind of broke my own heart when I said that. But as far as Maxine and them, I think they go to SmackDown. There's really not any story for them in Raw outside of Otis and them. So I think Maxine and them end up on SmackDown. Because they can cut a lot of their stuff.
All right. Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans goes to SmackDown. What? Go ahead.
I'm going to make the pick here. She goes the exact opposite of where Charlotte Flair goes. Because they look... Not body of work, but they look very, very similar.
Oh, yeah. So you said opposite of Charlotte?
Yeah. I don't have a brand for her to go. I just say wherever Charlotte goes, she is going the opposite. And that's going to be because Mr. McMahon's going to make that call.
Can we put this in like the sports betting books? You know what I mean?
It might already be there, but...
Can we put like a 19-person parlay in there to see if it hits?
A little 19-leg parlay.
If I had to say, I said she goes to SmackDown. But...
You can't have everybody on SmackDown, man. You can't have everybody going to SmackDown.
I've only got 1, 2, 3. This is my fourth one, okay? So I think I'm like right in the middle.
Alright.
But I get it, okay? I'll start sending people to Raw. I want them to go to SmackDown so they get buried.
Mustafa Ali.
Nah, Rick. I was going to say SmackDown, but I'm going to say he stays on Raw.
He's going to go to Raw because they need somebody to beat the shit out of every week.
Yeah, he stays on Raw.
He great worker, but...
Yeah.
Speaking of great worker who gets a shit beat out of him every week, Dolph Ziggler.
I knew you were going to say that because I was like, I know Dolph's in there somewhere. I think Dolph stays on Raw.
Yeah. He has the greatest sound bit of all time that could be applied to anywhere. It should have been me! Yeah. He's staying on Raw. And then we got Donovan's favorite tag team, the Viking Raiders.
Honestly, I think they go to Raw.
They just absolutely got buried tonight. So Raw needs somebody who isn't local talent to beat the shit out of, so they're going to Raw.
Yeah, I said they go to Raw. See, I didn't go all SmackDown, buddy. I threw some Raws in there.
Yeah, I feel like Raw's going to have all the talent and then like the bottom of the barrel guys at the same time.
Oh, you got to have somebody for the good guys, big guys to beat up on.
That's true.
All right. Is that all of them that's not been drafted?
That's it. That's everybody who's been drafted so far.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to look up something real quick. I guess I'm going to put JD beside that because it's probably going to be a whole thing going. What are some of the biggest names left in the draft pool?
Austin Theory, Seth Rollins.
All right, so
the entire Judgment Day.
Right. It's funny because that's exactly what I wrote down. All right, so bold prediction: Seth Rollins.
He's staying on Raw because Becky's on Raw.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking too. Rhea Ripley and Judgment Day.
Rhea Ripley and Judgment Day. I think they might swap the titles, so I think she's going to stay, or I think she's going to go to Raw.
So you think her and Judgment Day go to Raw?
Yeah, because they're going to have Finn challenge for that heavyweight title too.
That's what I'm thinking too. It was heavily alluded to. Braun Breaker, do you think he gets drafted, and if so, where?
He's going to Raw. They got to have somebody challenge for the Intercontinental title.
I was thinking USA. Then Austin Theory, so that pretty much answers that one. We both think he stays on.
You think they have him drop the U.S. title?
I don't think they have him drop it, but the problem is, though, is if Austin goes Austin Theory, you now have the U.S. and Intercontinental on both shows. On one show.
Maybe he drops it at Backlash.
Who's he facing in Backlash?
Captain Fat Fuck and
that's right,
Bobby Lashley.
So then probably Bobby wins that and takes that to SmackDown.
Maybe, or Captain Fat Fuck wins it.
Be nice, John. Be nice.
You know what? I'm just gonna dunk on the AEW fans again. I wasn't referring to you guys.
There's your final dunk, buddy. Good job. You got was that 4?
I can only count to this many because I'm an AEW fan.
There's your 5.
Tony Khan is the greatest.
Hey, buddy. You're completely wrong, but hey, buddy, anything else nice to say. So, but I believe, sir, that concludes this SmackDown recap.
Yeah.
We're excited to see what brings on Monday. I think we're going to have a lot for you to tell. Hopefully we get some good matches like we did tonight. Interested to see if any of the other NXTs come up. Apollo Crews can stay down in NXT.
Well, hang on. Before we fully close out, I want to make my prediction of Shit Row going to NXT. I know what I said earlier. I take it back.
Is NXT an option for them to be drafted by?
It's not, but they can get sent down. Yes,
okay.
They need it. They need it bad.
They need a change of costumes. Is what they need. All right. So John says, Hit Row, as they're known by in the world, is going to NXT, which wouldn't be mad at. Because they're not really doing anything anyways, and they haven't since the Battle Royal thing when Michael Cole dropped one of the best burn lines ever, and he said Top Dog was going to win the Rumble because he couldn't go over the top rope. Bazinga. So, all right, Hook, give us our outro, bud.
All right, if you haven't followed us on our social media, your mom already is. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitter at Cheap Pop Podcast, Instagram Cheap Pop Wrestling Podcast, on TikTok at Pop This Potty for the cheap, and on Facebook at the TNJ Sports Podcast. Again, those guys are slacking. Y'all need to pick it up. If they're watching, this is the second episode in a row No, I did it last Friday. I didn't do it on Monday. Monday, all you heard was echo, 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 echo.
Lesson learned.
Yep, that's my bad. This is why I'm not the normal editor. Dakota, step your pussy up. What are you doing? Anyways. This is John signing out.
And this is Kenneth. And that is how the cookie crumbles.
Alright. Y'all have a good one. If we finally have an intro or outro for Ken. Mark it down.
Love it.
We're only a handful of episodes deep.